Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from, and real quick before we get started, as always, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' constant generosity and support to me as always. It really means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. And if you guys are actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you're interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, loyalty crown badges, you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember, that's not the only way that you can support me. Just watching the content like you are right now, it's truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, and commenting, everything really does help, so thank you guys so much. And for today's video, I gotta wake up in less than 7 hours to go to university, but what can we do better than to get started in talking about a kit video? And also, just want to say a massive shout out to you guys. We hit 2,400 subs, so thank you guys for the constant support. But with all that out the way, let me scoot on over. And let's put it on screen right here. And as always, we are at the Goddess of Victory Nikke Twitter for the Nikke motion demonstration and skill introduction for our lovely girl Celine using the shotgun Posey Passage. Celine Frostticket is a supporter who gives recovery to her allies in critical moments. When using her burst skill, she restores a large amount of HP at once, allowing her and her allies to survive in dangerous situations. I'm interested to see how they go about it. This is definitely going to be our standard character before we get into the winter and actual New Year's Eve units, so do be ready. A lot of people I think are going to be saving, honestly, especially coming off of the anniversary, so not really going to be a big surprise seeing a lot of people skip, but I do want to get a good look at her animation, and then we're going to talk about the kit. As always, she does look adorable. I'm interested to see because definitely looks a lot different. I do like the plushies though, it's cute. The hairstyle's cute. Once again, this is just not my kind of character. Do not care for Cunny or anything like that, so I mean, it is what it is. But I am interested to see what she does because I don't know if they're going to butcher the kit or not. I want to see the wallpaper real quick though, before we get to that. I want to see what the wallpaper could be for her. Because I totally forgot, like, her original wallpaper had some pretty good aura. Let's see. Ooh. So it's either going to be this one. I could see it being this one, but it's a lot too flashy, honestly. It could definitely be this one, and it's just going to be kind of going like this, right? Like, I think that's how it could happen. I like this one, though, because it's flashy as fuck, but, like, I don't think Nikke really has, like, super flashy ones like that. But I could be wrong. I don't know. They both look like good stopping points, though. And, like, honestly, like, no offense to them, but, like, they would pick this wallpaper because there's, like, nothing in the background. This is, like, the E-like background from, like, their summer skin, right? Where, like, it was just, like, a black background with, like, some steam. Like, that was it. So it could literally be this one. So, I mean, that's cool and stuff. So, like, the origami thing looks cute and stuff. So, whichever it is, pretty alright, I guess. I'm definitely not going for MLB. I do not care. Like, sorry. Like, this is too close to limiteds in the New Year's. Like, I'm gonna save my MLB attempts just for that. But I do want to talk about her kit, and it's interesting, okay? Let me just say first off, closing out 2025, we got a Burst 1 40-second shift up. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? A supporter B1 40-second? Come on, guys. Come on. But this is like a halfway good kit. Like, there's good and bad here. Because the kit itself doesn't look bad, but this 40-second ruins it a lot. But we can still work around it a little bit. Because it's Shotgun, Water, B1, Elysian. Don't really know if this is going to really fit in the Elysian Tower, because realistically, B1 is like, you got D-Killer Wife, and for some reason, if you're using Rappy Red Hood as a B1, you have that. But most of the time, you're going to be using that as a B3, but still, really feel like that's just kind of a question mark for that 40-second. But I digress. Let's get started with talking about the skills. Skill 1, I'll check your ticket. Activates at the start of the battle or when using burst skill and affects all allies. Issues 1 ticket up to a maximum of 2 continuously. Ticket effect. Max HP goes up the number of tickets times 10% of the caster's max HP without restoring HP. Since you can only hold a maximum of 2 tickets, that's 20% of the caster's max HP without restoring HP, depending on if that's, like, you know, if you have the max with the number of tickets. And this could technically work with Cinderella because the max HP, right? But realistically, I feel like you wouldn't be using this. Like, Rouge is definitely locked in there with the Cinderella team. That's just pretty much said. But cool stuff with the max HP. Activates when entering full burst and affects all allies. Cooldown of burst skill going down 7.48 seconds. Activates when entering full burst and affects all allies. Removes the first train discount. Cooldown of burst skill. That's the good part. That's what I was talking about, where like this actually looks like a nice healer supporter with that cooldown. That's nice. I actually think we can make this work with 2 specific teams in mind. Because the absolute team with Emma, she doesn't have CDR, so having that spare is really nice, so this could work with it. And still Elysian as well, so it's not bad. But I feel like this really, with the shotgun too, and it's still water, this really clicks with the shotgun team. I'm thinking about Tuve, how she doesn't have that cooldown, so this would really help her. And either way, you're always slotting in like a team 4 or team 5 in solo raid, and just trying to figure out what to use as like a spare. So this can literally work pretty well. So that's definitely the interest I have when it comes to testing. I want to see how that works, see how like that improves the rotations, because it could be very slow with Tuve if you don't have that. So that's pretty important. But let's keep going with skill 2. I'll help you board the train. Activates when the HP of anyone in the squad is lower than 15%. Affects the target if the target has any tickets. Recovers 12.27% of the caster's final max HP as HP. Ticket count goes down 1. And then activates at the start of the battle and affects all allies. The first train discount for 6 seconds. Function. Tickets granted by I'll help you board the train will not be consumed. This is an interesting mechanic with this whole like ticket thing. I actually think that's a fun little gimmick. But what this gimmick does, I feel like this actually will really help in PvP, right? Because like shotgun kind of like battery, right? But pretty good heals and maybe some good ass survivability because of that 6-second thing with the tickets. I don't personally play PvP like that, but if there's something like this that could be cooking up for PvP enjoyers, that's gonna be kind of cool. Either way though, this still sounds nice. It's just that 40-second, man. Really, you're gonna be restricted with your teams to like pretty much those 2 and maybe a few others that we can come up with. Those are just what I could come up with at the top of my head. But other than that, really, I don't know. And then burst skill. I'll get you there safely and affects all allies. Recovers 32.26% of the caster's final max HP as HP. Pretty solid, self-explanatory and all that. I'm kind of interested just because I do like that cooldown. The 40-second is definitely questionable, but the healing is not bad. I do wonder how this is going to work in PvP. I'm definitely interested to see if this is going to be a good one or not. But PvE-wise, it's kind of tough. Like I mentioned throughout while we were talking about the kit, I don't really know how it's going to work with tower, per se. If you have the Absolute Squad or the Tuve Shotgun team, there might definitely be a place here, especially for that cooldown. Otherwise, though, I don't know. Because realistically, if you're going to be using Tuve and her, and you would constantly be rotating and constantly using Tuve more, just with that cooldown, it will help a lot better and make the rotation smoother. I feel like the only time you would use Soline is if you're like in an emergency and you need that healing, right? You're just here to have her just as like a plug and play to just make the rotation smoother. It's that and the fact that we're just coming off of the anniversary. There's just a lot right now. And then we also have Christmas, New Year's coming up. Definitely going to see a rerun of Rappy Red Hood alongside the New Year's Eve banner. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. A lot of interesting stuff. I am curious to see how she's going to work. I want to do some testing with that shotgun team because I think that might be a lot of fun. Otherwise, though, this is definitely going to be a chill one. So do let me know what your guys' thoughts are. How do you feel about it? What's your thoughts on that 40-second? Overall, how are you feeling about it? What are you interested in? Let me know. But that is going to be it from me, so I hope you guys have a lovely day, lovely night wherever you're from. And as always, thank you so much for the constant support. Take care, and have a good one.